I think
John, what would
John
your
would say that he would be worried about what his comments out of context being presented to them would do.
he'd be like, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm going on there to make them look foolish. So by answering,
John, in context as well, to be fair.
Isn't John going to have most of these on replays anyway? Like they're forever. Like I don't know what you mean by. Like, it's not like John can't provide the entire context.
Right. Well, if he comes in here,
well, he really can't. Look, John is great at demanding citations that are recordings, but he's absolutely abysmal at providing citations that are recording.
Well, I mean, I understand that maybe he has personal challenges with that, but it's available to him as a resource.
Even that can be manipulated. I mean, like, in what way is it available? Like, he doesn't know really, like, here's 300 replays that are each 8 hours long. It's available to you, right? I mean,
I guess, again, I'm not that concerned about his effort. Just because he's afraid of what might be sold and said at his church.
Fuck you, John.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, everybody is kind of thinking about how they would feel if it was done to them. We would all kind of, like, not like it. We don't have any problem saying that. John Lee is claiming he doesn't care. Seems like it's bullshit, but
I believe him.
I mean,
if I thought he cared, I wouldn't have done it.
Let's do a poll in the chat. Type 1 if you think John Lee cares. Type 2 if you think John Lee does not care. Remember, 1 if you think John Lee cares. 2 if you think John Lee does not care.
Well, James earlier, he
who cares?
Shameless. So I don't think I need to vote on that. I think I understand it, unless he's lying to me.
I believe him when he says he doesn't care.
I kind of do, but at the same time, he's human.
This is just is John Lee a liar poll? That's all this is. Is John Lee
He obviously cares. He obviously cares about when he says like, "Oh, it's creepy what you're doing, Daniel," and shit like that. It's because he gives a shit.
Yeah,
he wants him to stop, but he can't say it.
Yeah, more people like drama. They may vote on this poll. Do you think John Lee is lying? Yes or no? Vote now in the chat.
John Lee's like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar.
If he cares, he doesn't care enough.
So far, 1 yes. Dominic,
Okay.
the first one casting his.
James, the official scorekeeper.
you can tell somebody's bullshitting you when they always have an answer for everything, especially that which really can't be asked.
What are we voting for?
whether or not John Lee's a liar.
I'm guessing everyone voted yes for that one.
Actually, only Dominic has voted. Others are still contemplating. I think we're going to get more no's.
Do we have any no's? I'm guessing no one voted no.
James is tired. Just voted no in the chat. So we've got 1 yes.
Well, no, that guy's ignoring that guy. That guy's full of shit.
A liar in regards to what? The doxing?
Have you talked to Silverstar, James?
When Silverstar blocked me, it's because I'm watching this chat where they bring John up, and they spend like 40 minutes telling John what a terrible person he is. They had to block him from his rooms. He didn't get to see the new Christian convert to Christianity. And so I got up to the stage and asked her, "Are you beating like a dead horse? Like, I mean, can we stop?" And they sent me down, and ever since then, I've been blocked by Silverstar. It's been several months ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, I'm not. He's a whiny, complaining individual, it seems like. It's probably a good thing that he's got me blocked.
Mr. Pod, Kettle's call.
James, what
I got the
headphones?
John Lee Blues.
I'm sorry, Cookie, I didn't hear you.
What headphones do you use?
I have, right now, Apple that's plugged into my device.
Which Apple headphones do you
Yeah,
use?
Whatever is the equivalent that comes with the phone.
Is it wired headphones?
Wired, yes.
Ninja, do you know why they're making that noise?
Maybe a fan in the
because it's got
background.
background noise.
Does he just walk around with background noise wherever he goes? I don't think so.
He needs to get into a
Pretty
Prius.
much.
When he's in his car, and then when he's out of his car, he's just got like a fan next to his ears, around his body.
Pretty much.
So I can clarify. When I'm in the car, I have an older car that makes noise.
Yeah, you've told us about
When
that.
I'm in the backyard, I have to mute because I've got animals in the backyard.
Mhm.
And I'm off work for medical, which puts me in my living room quite a bit doing like paperwork and whatnot, and so I do have a fan on. So yeah, it's constantly like a light set of noise. I try to avoid it as best I can by muting up quickly when I'm not talking.
But Ninja, doesn't his phone, wouldn't it have like a thing that it helps at?
I mean, just the one that I pointed out the other day. You have to have, like, crisp or something. I don't think there's any way to snap it in line in the iOS system.
This is called voice isolation, what I just switched over to. But people said that made me low earlier.
Is there nothing else?
You need to get active noise cancellation, something, anything.
You have to get it in another, like, hardware device to get it in line. There's no way, software way is what I'm saying. Unless Clubhouse provides it.
I just switched my voice quality to high in the Clubhouse app. Is that any better?
It didn't change anything for us, sadly. When you change
Higher
that,
fidelity fan noise.
when you change that's purely so that you can actually record things and hear things better. Nothing.
Are you opposed to getting something with active noise cancellation?
No, I'm not opposed to it. I actually would like to eventually get that. Just right now, financially, my money is in other areas because of missing work. So, just dealing with what I have for the present time.
Yeah, you might want to turn it off of high quality because it's probably increasing the bit rate, which is now making you lag.
Yeah. How close is the microphone to your mouth as well?
It's right by my mouth, pretty much. Well, I've got a beard, so I guess it's kind of under the beard too.
When you actually put it closer to your mouth, we can hear you better. Because when you put it closer to your mouth, we can hear you louder. Because that's, I think, a major problem, that you're actually very, very quiet.
Is that any better?
Could would be better if it's closer, directly in front of you. Like you need to be holding it right in front of your mouth. Like if it was a lollipop.
That's too funny. Yeah, I probably could do that if I wasn't also using my hands to do paperwork and other stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for playing Where Is Your Microphone with me.
Well, I think it's a Yeti for my computer, and I have where I can get on Club Deck, but the problem was when I was on Club Deck with that, the audio was just draining everyone out. Like, it was like, like I was like in God mode and speaking, and everyone was very quiet.
What if John Lee gets off Clubhouse? Like, what if he just doesn't tell anybody? I'm starting to rethink this whole thing, Daniel.
Yeah, what would we do? We'd be fucked.
Where would we go?
I'm starting to turn against you.
I think we'd
It's not in my hands now. It's out of my hands now.
Yeah, but you made your decision.
I did.
This is just a no good situation. Nobody wants John to stop coming around.
I don't care what atheists think, but I do care what the church elders at Redeemer think.
How is this audio? Any better, guys, or worse?
The background sound has gone.
Sounding very good, James.
Hello, I am John Lee's helper. I help John Lee. John Lee is an incredible lover and husband.
Our sins,
I used to care what atheists think, but I don't care anymore.
not explain it the way you explained it. That was a problem.
What I'm saying is this. So
Everything
this is
that I said earlier is literally the same thing Sig is saying again.
I am
so
just confused because
so
I don't know what Oti is saying because I said the same thing that Singh said.
No,
so
it wasn't.
This is hold on, listen, right? Truth of human writings must be tested by scripture. Arian errors and against Holy Ghost. Errors of heretics on their heads. Nestorius' book, this is Nestorius' book, right? He says, okay, that Jesus Christ was incarnate, right? Without it, Manichees have no plea. Without it, the curse and delay would have been our lot. Mother of God, except it expresses a truth, may no ways be allowed, passed through, or objected to. To be incarnate, i.e. the action of incarnating, belongs to the person who was before he was man. Mixture of old used in the right sense. The point is all of the things that I'm saying is stuff that Nestorius affirmed. Cyril goes through the writings of Nestorius point by point by point and shows how by every single implication he's affirming the fact that he's separating the person of Christ into two underlying realities. That's
I'm not going to tell them that they don't have the right to criticize me, my religion, or my God. See, look, in Christianity, we believe that God is big enough to take care of himself, and that God doesn't need me white knighting for him like some kind of sin. So in this case, if Daz critiques Christianity, great. Daz is an atheist. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a while. I'll take the criticism. I can argue back. But this is why we're talking about what is a stronger worldview? A worldview that you can defend without having to threaten violence.
See, for me, it's very simple. If you if you find something dear to your heart and someone insults it, like for example, someone insults your child or mother, because you know you have to love your God more than anything. So if you love your religion as much as you say, if you're a true believer, of course you will not be happy, and you will not cry when something bad happens to someone who insults your religion. Of course, it's not like I'll do it, but if something happens to him, it's not like I'm going to, lower the flags for 3 days and cry and mourn him. I'll be indifferent, to be honest. Yeah. He brought it on himself.
So you would say that, from your perspective, that you not only are fine with it, but you would encourage it in an Islamic state that if somebody criticized Muhammad, that they should be put to death. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if you go to, for example, in UK, even until recently they stopped it. But if you insult the Queen, you would be prosecuted. You'd be in jail or something. It was dangerous. It depends. For example, it's a matter of attacking people's honors, disrespecting people, and it's an act of animosity, which should not be tolerated, I believe. And whatever
what happened to them people?
Wallahi, there's as per our law, there are people they're saying they give a chance to.
Not as. What do you think? What do you think?
No, Islamic. No. I believe the Islamic law is the best way to pursue life.
And they're to die.
Be implemented. Huh? I'm sorry.
And they should be killed for criticizing the Prophet.
If they don't recant, they have a chance to recant their statement. If they don't, they could face such a punishment. Yes. As per that, this is no Muslim can deny this. It's in our books. It's there. It's clear as day, and it will not go. I don't think it will go anywhere.
So what level of criticism could I critique the Prophet without you turning me over to the authorities in an Islamic state? Let's say we're in an Islamic state right now. It seems to me that there's only 3 options for me as a Christian when looking at the Prophet Muhammad. I either have to say he's a prophet, he's a liar, or he's a lunatic. Can you present for me a 4th option? Because I don't see one that's available.
Well, of course, you don't keep your opinions to yourself, like everything else. Like for example, when there was a law in UK to punish the person who cursed at the Queen, whether you liked her or not, you don't insult her. This is the land of the land. If I go to UK and they force me to pay taxes, you pay your tax. You're in the people's land. You follow their laws. Very simple. It's not rocket science, I believe.
Yeah, but when I'm in my country in England, and I'm on my computer, and I'm insulting or criticizing your Prophet, and you have people who are just giving you death threats or whatever, what do you think about that?
You reap what you sow. Of course, when you insult someone, and if, for example, I'll come to you and I'll curse at your mother, for example, or at your child, you'll get offended. You'll reply with an insult.
Well,
you'll reply with animosity. You shouldn't expect flowers, of course. There's crazy people out there. There's people who
they have Muslim. James knows very well who made a rap about killing my daughter, and I didn't want to kill him or anything. I just clicked the screen up. Went, oh well. It happens.
So you believe that I should not be able to share with you what I believe is the truth, that Jesus Christ is God and Muhammad is a false prophet, and Daz should not be able to share with you that he believes your religion is false and my religion is false. You believe that Daz should keep quiet and I should keep quiet, and you should be the only one allowed to speak. Is that correct? You there?
Yeah, I just came back. What
Did you hear my question?
No, go.
Okay, so I'll sum it up real quick. So, still going within the confines of the conversation we're having, you would say that it is, dads should be quiet and not point out that our religions are false, and I should be quiet and not point out that Muhammad is not a prophet. Is that what you believe?
Well, if your law, as I said, if your land of the law didn't allow it, you shouldn't do it, of course. It's the logical option, of course.
What if
and if I come to your house?
What if I made a law that you could not pray 5 times a day? Would you no longer pray 5 times a day?
No, you should leave that country. Islamically, we have to leave our country or do it in secrecy. And of course, you have to leave the country. That's it. Ard Allah wasi'a. The land of God is very big.
Now, do you see it better that there's places like the UK or the US where you're allowed to practice your religion and I'm allowed to practice mine, and Daz is allowed to practice no religion, and yet then no one dies? Doesn't that sound like a better situation to live in than an Islamic state where Daz could be killed and I would be killed? Because I'm not paying no jizya.
But that's the thing. See, the Christians, they don't want the church to come back. And I understand that's what led rise to the whole atheist movement. I get it. They have their own reasons. But no, Muslims like the Islamic law. That's the reality. We have to just, accept that reality. Islamic Muslims want Islamic law. It's, as per our religion, we have a way of living. That's it, yeah. Like the Jews have their own land. They want their own religion of law. We want to be ruled by our own laws too.
But the doctrine also wants to impose that law on everybody.
Yeah, because I'm not paying the jizya, just so you're aware. Under any circumstance, I'm not paying protection money.
But I pay taxes. You'll pay your tax too. Everyone pays their taxes.
I will not pay a religious tax to any religious authority who tries to make me submit.
So you're confused. But I would say if it's an Islamic state, for the residents of that country are Islamic. It's not about race. For example, you decided to split your country based on borders you draw up on a paper. No, we would rather draw up our lines and our countries based on religion. If you are from our religion, it's your land. You will be, but if you're not, then you're a foreigner. You understand? In that case, of course, you'll pay taxes differently. Like a foreigner in your land will pay taxes differently. For example, if we say they have some services, and many countries have those laws, and it's accepted. There's no issue.
Well, there's a big difference. So, for example, the jizya is protection money. It means that the Muslims are going to go to war. You're supposed to be protected. But there's also a lot of things that you have to do. You have to recognize that Islam is the superior religion, also included with the jizya. In a lot of cases, you're not allowed to build new churches. You're not allowed to share your faith with Muslims in an effort to convert them. These are all facts, correct?
No, not true. I think some of these.
So I can't. So if I go to Saudi Arabia right now, or let's say Pakistan, and I try to share my faith to convert a Muslim, what would happen?
I would say we don't allow people to preach, correct? But you're allowed to have churches, except in some countries you're not religiously. Like our holy sites, you're not allowed to, of course, build churches. But other countries, they sometimes allow it. It's at their discretion. As for preaching, no, we're not allowed to preach here.
I'm Pakistani, and so I'm from Pakistan. I'm currently in Canada. We have a sizable Christian and Hindu population in most of our big cities. And people are allowed to preach their religion there. So Pakistan is not like most Middle Eastern countries or most North African countries. They're more open to different religions and cultures, but it is becoming more and more fundamental due to
Pakistan preaching is not allowed. I'm very sure there's a law against that.
Yeah, my friend, preaching is allowed.
No, there's laws against that. I can
preaching allowed him.
Brother, I am Pakistani.
I'm
telling you, preaching is allowed.
I'm saying with due respect, M is right. There is rules against that. There might be areas where it's tolerated.
No. There may or may not. It doesn't matter whether there are rules against it or not. Rules are rarely enforced, if ever. And I'm telling you, whoever is giving you this information in Pakistan, nobody is going to tell you that you can't preach Christianity, because we literally have Christian priests on megaphones preaching.
You need to let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
There are currently people who have been arrested and are charged with preaching Christianity and criticizing Muhammad, and they are in jail currently right now in Pakistan. Are you denying that?
That could just be a different law. If it's just like criticizing the Prophet, that could just be under law.
He's trying to... I have no doubt that he's not from Pakistan. And I'm sure that there could be some liberal pockets in Pakistan. But I have friends who are on the ground in Pakistan right now, Daz. And they are giving me very different information. And I can go online and I can verify what they're telling me. But I have not verified what he's telling me. There is no Christians actively in Pakistan on a large scale preaching to convert Muslims. Not in any kind of public way.
So I don't think there's any laws against it, but I think they have like blasphemy laws. So it's going to be interpreted like preaching Christianity is probably going to break the blasphemy law.
Yep. That's correct. Amit, are you a Muslim, or are you now an atheist? Or if you don't feel comfortable saying because of the country you came from, I understand. Well, maybe he had to go away for a little bit, Daz, but it was good that M came up and he was very honest and very straightforward with what he believes and what he's witnessing that's happening currently today. So I disagree with him, but I respect the fact that he was honest and upfront.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go to bed. No.
Yeah, I got to go to bed too. I'm surprised you were still up, Daz. It's late.
I finished work like half an hour ago. I was just chilling out for a good sleep. Like 8:30. Alright, see you later.
See ya. Rob, are you there?
Yeah, but I can't really talk at the moment.
Okay, no worries. Somebody just said you had a new argument you were running the other day. I'll just hit you up tomorrow. I got to go to bed soon anyway.
Oh, they're all asleep. Pity I can't hear them snoring.